Now, a BBC investigation has exposed how a life coaching organisation in the UK, which offers lessons in personal self-development, has encouraged people to hand over tens of thousands of pounds and, in many cases, taken over their lives. Some people have accused the organisation, which is called Lighthouse, of operating like a cult. One charity, which helps people free themselves from abusive groups, says it receives more calls about Lighthouse than about any other organisation in the UK. Our correspondent Catherine Nye has the story.
It's been 18 months since Jeffrey Lee Jones left Lighthouse International Group, a life coaching company accused of being a cult. The sailor initially signed up for business coaching, but soon he was on the phone to his mentor at all hours of the day.
At first, I was motivated, I was inspired, and I started working hard. These calls then became more frequent, longer, more intense, more about deeper parts of your life. In time, began to share traumatic things I found deeply painful.
Jeff became part of Lighthouse full-time. That meant being on group phone calls with their leader, Paul Waugh.
Many people who don't know me very well think I'm a mystic.
All these calls were recorded, then painstakingly transcribed. They began to take over Jeff's life.
They got longer and longer as we went. So within 6 months, they're 5 to 6 hours.
I would listen in at times. The topics were getting more sinister. Narcissists, toxic parents. And then that's when I started worrying, because I thought he's literally being brainwashed all day, every day.
What did they say about your family?
My mother and sister are narcissistic, my father's weak. My partner, Dawn, well, she's got endless flack.
One of my enemies is some chick called Dawn I've never met. She's toxic.
People in Lighthouse have become isolated from family. Some move into shared houses. And there's a financial cost too. In total, Jeff paid £131,000 to the organisation. He sold his house to fund some of it. Lighthouse says that any money paid is a self-investment.
I consider Lighthouse a very classic example of a cult. Firstly, cults are started and led by a charismatic and authoritarian leader. But they're also bullies. The structure is steeply hierarchical. Then you have this process of what I call brainwashing, or we could also call coercive control. If you do this to people, you can then exploit them.
Some people who've spoken out against the group have been reported to the police. Others have had letters sent to their employers. 1 week ago, Lighthouse International Group was shut down as a business by a court over a lack of financial transparency. We put our allegations to their leader. How do you feel, Paul, about the fact that so many people think you're running a cult?
We're not running a cult, because they don't know what a cult is. They don't know. Tell you, if you ask them what's the difference between a cult and a community that supports people, they wouldn't be able to tell you.
Why do you think so many people say it?
Because they're slurring us, they're smearing us. That's exactly what they do.
Are you going to carry on?
Yes, we are carrying on.
Cool.
Thank you. We've had enough. No comment.
Catherine Nye, BBC News.
And you can catch up with Catherine's full investigation by searching for A Very British Cult. It's on BBC iPlayer, or you can listen to it on BBC Sounds.